Tell me a little bit about economic development. You had a couple major milestones this year that I think you take a particular amount of pride in, just because in Oxbow Landing's case or in the data center's case, those were massively either underutilized, poorly utilized, essentially almost abandoned properties, and look at them now. So maybe touch on Oxbow Landing first.
Well, Oxbow Landing was something I promised when I first became mayor, that I would demolish what was called the River Park Apartments at the time. So we purchased it at the time for around $14 million, demolished all the buildings on there, which was a couple $1 million more. And now it's worth close to $50 million with 2 new hotels, 2 restaurants currently, a Class A office space that's completely booked, and they're building a second model building just after that one as we speak. Right, we just did that, and there's going to be a few more restaurants coming as well. I mean, it's total success.
Jump to the digital data center.
We're lucky that we put in for Amazon HQ2. As a result, we didn't get HQ2. You know, I hate to tell you guys bad news, but we didn't get HQ2. But what happened was, during that whole process, we met a gentleman from Indianapolis with region ties who knew a gentleman from New York that builds data centers. They were looking for a $40 to $100 million deal, 40 guaranteed, 40 million to $100 million deal, but they need reliable electric power. It doesn't get more reliable than that location. You're literally on the Midwest power grid. Fast internet, doesn't really get much faster than that. It's like the information superhighway goes right there, right? Cooling water. And you look around, it's like you're surrounded by cooling water. It's perfect.
Talking about another property that had to get repurposed, talk about Sportsplex.
Sportsplex, a $20 million complex that there's nothing like it in Northwest Indiana. On the basketball side, we have 6 full-size basketball courts. It's also 12 full-size volleyball courts that could be converted over. On the soccer side, it's 2 full indoor soccer fields with the boards and everything.
Touch on some of the city things. You had a vision for, we're spending a lot of money on the parks, how do we remake these for the future? So let's not have 10 pools, let's have 2 pools or whatever it is.
Well, we had 4 when I first took over as mayor, 4 holes in the ground, literally. So it got to the point where, like, why don't we have splash pads instead? But we can't just shut down 4 pools, because if you shut down 4 pools, then your public's gonna be like, you're shutting my pool down, are we getting anything in return? So we floated a bond and came up with a plan for the 4 pool sites to shut the pool down and reprogram it, you know, and each park is getting reprogrammed. It's 4 different parts of the city that are benefiting from that, idea. So we're going through that right now.